Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 20.
We are so close to 8,000 subscribers. Can you believe that? We just started this channel almost 2 years ago. I need you to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above, and we're right there at 8,000. With your help, we can get there. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Let's get into this episode.
So we start with Sierra and Elin. So he would have picked her and Iris in the game if he had the choice.
Mm-hmm.
We learned that Sierra's a Libra. Libras are his type. He's a Leo. She's into that as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's more established in life and ready to start a new relationship, and independence in relationships is big for him.
Okay.
Sierra is also very independent, and that has intimidated men in the past. So it was a great conversation. She really is enjoying getting to know Elin.
Here's the thing about it. Sierra, I understand that you are basically in this, whatever you want to call it, open relationship with Nick. But at the end of the day, she just wants Nick. I understand she's doing this against her will. But as we're going to see throughout the episode, she cannot help but think about Nick.
Yeah, so Zaxi and Iris talk. He lives with his brother, never lived alone. She talks about how she doesn't like being alone. She enjoys cooking for people, doing for others, and they're both into traveling.
Mm-hmm.
He finds her attractive and wholesome, and she likes that he knows what he wants.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So back in the main villa, TJ is just trying to get a lifeline.
Somebody.
So he talks to Grayson. She's talking about how she's not usually a publicly affectionate person, and it's been a while since she's dated anyone, but she kissed him first, and he dogged her kiss out.
What was your thoughts once you saw the episode, Blair, about how he was rating the girl's kiss and things like that, and now he got to depend on somebody?
I'm like, TJ, what were you thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's one thing to say the kiss wasn't for me or just to rate it low, but for him to go in the way that he did, it's just like, I know he didn't know it would be a situation of him being vulnerable, but I mean, come on now. You got to keep your lifelines open. You don't want to drag nobody.
You have to go. You can't go below a 7.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to have you have to curve the grade. If it's a bad kiss, then that means it's a 7. If it's a great kiss, then it's 9 and up. But, you know, he was a little too honest. But, you know, it is what it is. And guess what? With Grayson, she said, no, thank you.
Yeah.
You know?
So in Casa, Huda and JD are talking. Of course, he knows she's a mom.
Yes.
And she says with whoever she's with, he will end up being the father of her future kid. So that's something that she always has in the back of her mind.
Mm-hmm.
He has dated someone with a kid before, and to him, it's always been about the relationship with the person he's dating and open communication. Yeah. She talks about how she can't hide her emotions. He says he's calm, but he has a crazy side when it comes to sexuality.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know what that means. What is your thoughts?
Well, she's liking him so far, and JD said that he likes Huda, and she's even taken some accountability for her past behavior. Honestly, I think it's all physical. I think it's all purely physical.
For who?
For the both of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, because the conversation didn't seem that deep to me. And for him to kind of jump to sexuality and the way that he did, it just kind of doesn't seem like, I felt like, even though I felt like Jeremiah and Huda were love bombing each other,
yeah,
when they were going through some of their trials, like, I could tell that there was a genuine care for each other through there as well. And maybe it's just because they haven't been around each other long enough to actually care for each other. But I don't take him too seriously.
Here's the thing, right? I don't know how I feel about her saying that, hey, the guy that I'm looking for is basically going to be the father of my child, especially when the father of her child is allegedly still active in his child's life.
Well, she said future children.
Well, future children. I understand that. Okay, now I get that. But even then, I'm like, wait a minute. See, the thing about Huda is she looked too far into the future for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no guy wants to hear that when we just met.
And we're trying to get to know each
other. And we
other.
just trying to get to know each other. This is what I was saying early on in the season when I was like, I understand that it was that she needed to tell Jeremiah that she was a mom, but this whole planning of what we're going to do, the wedding and all that stuff, they didn't even know what their favorite color was, what is their favorite movie and things of that nature, things about their parents. So like, I just feel like, to your point, it is a sexual type of thing, but I feel like it's on JD part.
Okay.
I don't think he's pretty enough for her. Remember, she said that her type is pretty men, and JD may be attractive and things like that, but he's not pretty. When I look at Jeremiah or things of that nature, I can be like, oh, I see what the other women see and things like that. He's a like
a pretty boy or something.
He's a model.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So like, I don't know if he is enough eye candy for her to basically flaunt him around and things like that. But JD said he likes the fire inside of Huda. I don't know if that is pertaining so much to like her, the person, but maybe it is just sexual to where it's like, oh, maybe I can use that fire to my benefit and things like that. Maybe in the bedroom. Yeah. But yeah, I don't see it going much further. But he seemed cool. I just don't think he's pretty enough for Huda.
So we get to bedtime. Nick is attracted to Jaden, and Jaden is into Austin and Nick.
Okay.
It's the next day. The guys at the villa end up making breakfast and coffee for the ladies. Mm-hmm. And at Casa, it looked like JD, he made Huda and Amaya breakfast. And I think one other guy made somebody breakfast as well, but it wasn't for all the ladies.
Okay.
Zach felt like it was a little too early to cuddle with Olandria. He's talking to some of the guys and telling them it was a week before she kissed Taylor. And he's thinking to himself, I don't even know if I have a week, to be honest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I truth be told, your first choice is really your real choice. And the first choice was that nobody went to Olandria Hart. You get what I'm saying? So, like, I think this is going to be a rocky start, especially since Amaya and Zach K shared a kiss inside of one of the Casa Amor rooms and things of that nature.
Yeah, so JD and Amaya talk. Amaya said that she's not clingy, but with her partner, she does love quality time and physical touch. And she just feels like the guys back at the villa don't really understand her. And JD gets that she's genuine and he appreciates her genuine energy. She starts crying, getting emotional, and he tells her to just let it out, be herself.
What are your thoughts about Amaya?
Yeah, I do genuinely like Amaya. I also think that she can come across strong sometimes, but the person who is going to appreciate her for that is going to like her for that no matter what. I do think that when it comes to the guys back at the villa, it's just kind of annoying to see how they've kind of rained on her parade in a bit to where she feels like she has to walk on eggshells in every conversation.
That's true.
She's asking people what their boundaries are. She's, not wanting to come across too clingy and all these different types of things. So it's as though she can't really enjoy the experience the way that she wants to because she doesn't want to rub anybody the wrong way. And I hate to see her second guessing herself in that way.
Yeah. What I'm about to say is going to be controversial, right? I like Amaya too, right? Two things can exist in the same space. I like Amaya too, but she does come on too strong. And when does it, Blair, become the person's, like, basically they got to be accountable for coming on too strong? Every conversation that I've seen Amaya have, and I understand that she is up for elimination, so maybe that is the motivation, but every conversation Amaya had, the other guy says probably two sentences. She says, basically, she leads the whole conversation. She leads with her emotions. And I would think that even though, guess what? I am there for you saying it's okay, let it out. I'm friend zoning you. Like, basically, I don't want, you come off as unstable, right? And my thing is, of course, there is somebody for somebody and things like that. And I understand that the guys in the main villa are definitely and have rained on her parade and things of that nature. Even Austin not being fully honest with her. Ace basically being a kind of just
a jerk.
Just basically, you know what I mean? Like, basically didn't even give her a chance to fully. Granted, we only saw what we saw, but based on how we saw it, it's like you didn't even get a chance to know Amaya before you started putting boundaries and saying don't, no, stop, go. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it does seem like Amaya is not free to be the butterfly that she is. However, she does come on strong, and I'm not telling you not to be yourself. I'm just telling you, can you give me parts of yourself, 20% here, 30% here, 50%. Every time Amaya is in these type of conversations, she's crying. It almost seems like she's emotionally unstable. And from a guy perspective, no guy wants to be with a woman that is that emotionally unstable in a romantic sense. JD can be there and pat her back and say, it's okay, let it out, let it out. But this is the first conversation you have with me, and you over here crying. I'm like, I understand it's hard. And granted, I don't know what it's like to be part of this social experiment, but I would think like, hey, maybe you do need to go home because this is a lot for you.
Well, I just want to respond to that. I think that it can be difficult to be in a position to where you feel like it's not only you're being rejected because other people have better connections, but you're being rejected because of who you are.
Okay.
And we've seen her have these conversations to herself in the mirror, hyping herself up and all this different type of stuff, because I feel like she's really not trying to lose herself in this experience. I mean, to even get on a show like this, I feel like you have to be a pretty confident person to get in front of all of America and different countries and be vulnerable in this type of way. And for her to constantly kind of being rejected every single move that she makes, like, I'm sure that takes a toll on your confidence. So I agree with you in the sense that even though feedback can be frustrating and sometimes it's not always given in the most loving of ways, if she knows that she can come across strong and clingy when you're having a conversation with a new guy, try not to start it off saying, I know I can come across strong and clingy. Like, just kind of learn how to slowly but surely, get to know somebody, because they don't deserve all of you in the first sitting. Even though that may be how she wants to operate, it's not operating well in this arena. You know? And it's about pivoting.
You are 100% right, and I hear everything that you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Can I add to what you said?
Yes, please.
I do not want to argue with what you said. I just want to add to what you said, right? I believe, even though I said a couple episodes ago, there's certain instances to where I look at Amaya, and when she was having conversations with Austin, I'm like, why are they talking like this? Like, it comes off as if she's dumb. You get what I'm saying? We know Amaya factually actually is not dumb.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Just based off of her profession and things that she have to do, right? But because she's not dumb, I do not expect her to be a one-trick pony either, right? Meaning that you are not only clingy, you are not only what is the other thing she said? She said she's clingy. She's not only emotional. You are complicated. You are complex. You are layered. You get what I'm saying? You are a human. You have the ability to be whatever you want to be because you're all these things. Guess what? The same way as I am animated and things like that, as y'all may see on the show, the same way as y'all may see, I can be goofy. I can be funny. I can also be very serious. I also can be very stern. I can be very. So that's why I'm like, I keep seeing this one trick from Amaya, as we're going to see later on tonight during elimination and things of that nature. And what is she going to do? That one trick that we've been seeing basically throughout all these episodes.
She has more to offer.
And that's what I'm saying.
And that's a true thing.
And that's what I'm saying.
Definitely has more to offer.
I'm saying, if you want somebody to accept you for you, stop showing me this one trick that you keep doing over and over again. Show me all of you then. You get what I'm saying? Not just the clingy and the babe and all that other stuff. I believe there's more to her, but we are not seeing it. And maybe she feel hesitant because based on how her experience is. I don't know. Yeah. But let me know in the comments.
So we get to Vanna and TJ. They're both big into family.
Yeah.
He's talking about wanting to show his dad he can be successful. He thinks she's pretty cool. And she says, too bad I can't be in your bed.
Okay. I hear you.
So Ace is telling Coco she's gorgeous, and she could already tell that he's not much of a morning person, but he knew that he had to get up and cook for the ladies, so he did what he had to do.
Nice.
We learned that they're both into art. She's a very intentional person. She's dating to marry, and Ace he agrees.
Here's the thing about Ace. As much as Ace is a game player, you cannot take away the fact that he knows how to have a conversation.
Yes, he is a conversationalist for sure.
You can't listen. And here's the thing about it: whatever is a flaw of yours, you learn to basically strengthen the other parts of you. So guess what? A flaw of his can be his height, for all we know. I don't know, right? But he knows how to have a conversation and to make you feel comfortable and things of that nature. So every time that I see him talking to somebody, I knew he was not going to be in danger of having some woman think that they can crack that shell, because that's one thing that some people in relationships love to do is, hey, maybe I can accomplish something, such as I can get past that wall of like that person. So like I already knew Ace wasn't in danger.
Yeah. So Olandria and Zach with a K talk. She talks about how she would like to stay in the South when she gets married, raises a family.
Yeah.
And he tells her that he did want to kiss her during the challenge. She tells him, yeah, maybe in the next challenge. She doesn't usually kiss out of challenges in order to be her authentic self, because she doesn't usually move that fast in the real world.
Yeah.
And Olandria is talking about how she misses her boo in the confessional.
What are your thoughts?
Oh, Olandria, you disappointed me so bad, Olandria. But, Olandria, if she has to be true to herself, she has to be true to herself. Honestly, to me, what's the difference between kissing in a challenge and having a kiss to see if there's a connection and a spark? To me, I'm just like, I don't really get like forming that hard boundary right there, it's feeling kind of Bella-ish.
Oh.
And we see where Bella's at.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like, it's nothing wrong with kissing a man. You know what I'm saying? What did you think?
Not on Love Island, at least. You get what I'm saying? My thing is, you're not dating the way you date in the real world when you sign up for Love Island.
Right.
So you have to give up some of those real world expectations and things of that nature. In the real world, no one doesn't come out of the blue and says, stand in front of the fire pit as we decide if you're going to stay together or not. So, like, I don't understand. I think I understand it in this instance to where she's like, you know what? I don't know what's going on over in the villa with Taylor. So it's just best that I just basically try to keep my hands clean as possible. I think there is a lot of benefits to last season and seasons before to where they went to Casa and then they came back and then it was a big blow up. And also I think there's some cons. I think you're going to have some people that's going to feel like, oh, I don't want that to happen to me in this season. So that's why I think they put that twist in there of Casa. Hey, guess what? We're going to eliminate people during Casa. Also, y'all don't really have no real bonds here. So we got to actually get rid of folks and actually do a reset mid-season to force y'all to actually build real bonds. So I kind of see her point, but at the same time, I don't know.
Yeah.
Amaya over here already kissing and getting further along with this guy, Zach K. Then, like, you know what I mean? So it's risky.
So we moved to Taylor and Clark. He's missing his family and his horses. She loves animals, used to want to be a vet and a groomer. She actually jacked up her dog's haircut one time. That was actually a really funny story. They're called basically so he really enjoyed their conversation and his head is spinning a lot right now. They spoke all morning.
You see Ace and Nick over there being proud of their son as he gets to talk to a girl without any type of help or assistance from any of them.
They're talking about, I never seen him smile this much. Nick is saying Taylor just seems very chill and Clark is just relaxed with him, and it's just, that might be the better fit.
I understand the picture that they're trying to paint, but he still looked the same to me. Yeah. He still looked nervous. He still looked unsure of himself. Like, he still looks like just there. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, maybe this is just how he is. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the conversation, I thought it went well, but it did remind me of the conversations he has with Olandria.
Yeah.
There's definitely smiling. There's definitely talking about family and horses and farms and everything, but not much physical connection, not much compliments and all this type of stuff up to this point right here. So I was feeling like, Taylor, are you just happy because this is the new shiny thing, or are you actually connecting with her on a different level than Olandria?
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things to where it's like, oh, a girl's into me. It's like, okay, I'm happy. You know?
So Austin and Jaden have a conversation, and y'all, the conversation was just superpowers and superheroes.
Listen here.
That's all it really was.
I understand that they had to tell y'all that cyberbullying is wrong because some of y'all been wilding, going into these people's pages and things of that nature. But this girl got in this pool with her heels on, right? And I just want to say this, right? Because she said it's easier just to keep them on. It's also easier to just get in the bed when you come from outside. It's also easier to just, not shower. It's also easier not to just brush your teeth. That already tells me everything about you, Jaden.
Okay.
Everything I need to know is that you go the easy route. And sometimes easy is not the correct route to take. You should take them shoes off before you get in this pool because you walked everywhere in those shoes. You walked around this villa in these shoes. You go put them same shoes on tonight after you've been in that villa. Take them shoes off, Jaden. That's all I got to say. That's my message to the cyberbullying and things like that. That's not cyberbullying. That is correcting a wrong.
Okay.
That was crazy to watch. But yeah, their conversation, whack. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Sierra, Huda, Olandria, they are worried about Amaya, but they're worried about themselves as well.
They should be.
And Sierra likes Elon. She loves how he thinks and questions if her chats with Nick have that much substance. And honestly, the chat with Elon was good, but I didn't take him seriously either. Maybe I just don't have enough time with these people. Maybe it's me, but it just seemed like he was really excited to be on Love Island,
Yeah, here's the thing about it. Your chat with Elon did not have that much substance to it. the same chats as you have with Nick doesn't have much substance to it. I think what it is that, hey, you are just basically in the unknown and it feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And the unknown is you don't know what Nick is doing. You don't know what Nick is going on. You don't know if he's safe. You don't know. You just have no idea what's going on. So at the same time, while you are kind of enjoying the chats with is making you question because your safety blanket, you don't know how safe he is.
Yeah. So the Islanders at the Villa and at Casa get text that there will be a recoupling tonight, and whoever is left single will be vulnerable.
Okay.
So Amaya and Zach talk. She wanted to talk to him and not be too pushy and overbearing. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about, Amaya. Just don't be pushy and overbearing.
Just talk to him.
You don't have to say all
exactly.
that. But she's trying to find her footing. That's what I'm saying. She's trying to pivot her best.
Okay.
He sees that she put in the effort and he appreciates that. He talks about how he hasn't kissed Olandria, but he's kissed her. And Amaya says she wants some more kisses. Mm-hmm. So they kiss again, and he feels like she's down to earth, and he actually does like her.
Here, at the same time, Amaya, if you're really feeling this connection, guess what? This is the actual gameplay that I accept on Love Island. The fact that he said, I haven't got a kiss from Olandria. The fact that she's willing to put herself out there for another kiss, mm-hmm. right? That seems more natural. You get what I'm saying? Because she is trying to build a connection. And one way to build a connection is sometimes let me kiss to see if I got a spark. Do I like you? So I'm not hating on it. I like it.
Right. Taylor and Coco talk. He shares that he had a good conversation with Clark, and she's asking about his previous connection. He is missing Olandria, but he doesn't know what she's doing over there. He says he's not thinking about her really. And he has to get to know the people that are here and stay in the present. And I will say that is how they all should be doing this. And I wish the girls would take the same mentality, but they cannot get their mind off their men. And I feel like it's doing them a disservice.
This is going to bite Taylor in the behind. What he said right here, he could have got that same message across with way different wording. Yeah. Right? In this whole, he was asked a direct question about his previous connection with Olandria and things of that nature. And there wasn't enough praises sung for me. Mm-hmm. The choir was doing the Beyonce challenge for me. It was a little silent. You get what I'm saying? Talking about, well, I don't know what she's doing over there, so, I ain't worried about it. That did not tell me how you feel about your previous connection or your thoughts about your previous connection. Time and time again, I come on here with my wife and sometime Blair Bear and say, what do y'all see in this Taylor and Olandria connection, right? And whole time when it's time to talk about learning her mind, you would think that, okay, Taylor, if you are learning her mind, Olandria words, right? Tell me about her mind.
Specifically Olandria's words.
You get what I'm saying?
When has Taylor ever said he's learning her mind?
We do not know. Granted, we know everything we know from Olandria, but we should have the benefit of knowing some things about Olandria from the mouth of the person she's connected to. This was an opportunity for him to sing the praises of Olandria while still getting the message across that, hey, but I can't focus on that right now. I need to focus on what's in front of me. My thing is, I understand. Somebody in the comments came, and granted, I am a fan of everybody who comes in the comments as long as they are respectful, right? Someone came in the comments and said, I have no idea what it's like to be a woman. I never said I did, but I have no idea what it's like to be a woman that only gets all these compliments always on their physical bodies and things of that nature. I'm paraphrasing, right? And basically that Olandria's a slow burn and Taylor is different, and basically he's taking his time and he's not trying to focus on the physical and things like that. And that sounds all beautiful, right? But I am a man, and I know what it's like when a man is interested in a woman. I know what it's like when a man is interested in a woman's mind and the physical and things like that. So Taylor have not given us any indication that he was interested in Olandria's mind, or that he is interested in Olandria the person, because when asked directly, all he says is, I can't focus on that right now. I just gotta focus on what's going on over here. I don't know what's going on over there. I hope y'all can give up this dream of voting him top every time it's time for us to vote. Get rid of it. Taylor is not here for Olandria.
So Sierra is stressing out, crying, worrying about what's going on with Nick at the villa. Yeah. Nick and Jaden end up having a conversation. This is where Chris gave his soliloquy about the heels in the pool. Don't do that again.
No,
he
don't
gonna come
do that
for you again.
I'm gonna come. Guess what? I came a little early. I'm gonna come again.
Yes. But she finds him handsome. He's attracted to her out of the most out of all the women that just came in.
There's no reason why your heels should be in the pool. Okay. Take your shoes off in the pool. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
So it's nighttime. Yeah. Olandria and Shelly end up having a talk. She's missing Ace, but she's still trying to explore, and she actually does like Chris.
She said she said that Ace and Chris is almost identical when it comes to like basically talking to both of them, and she wasn't expecting to like them.
Yeah.
Whew. Now, if I have a question for you, Blair, right? If you're talking to two guys, right, and they are identical when it comes to personality, they are identical when it comes to, oh, he is handsome, right? And the only thing to really set them apart is one is 5'2", the other one is 6'8". Which guy are you going for?
6'8". But the thing is, I'm also 5'7", so I'm just saying, like, come on now.
But my thing is, I didn't ask what your height was.
Okay.
I'm saying if the only thing was to basically separate the two.
My thing is Shelly's little too, so I'm just like, so Ace's height compared to the other guy's height. I'm just like, I feel like it would be more uncomfortable for her to be with the 6'8" dude. You see how hard she's breaking her neck to kiss that man?
Do you think? Now I understand. Now
my thing is, short girls love to take the tall men.
I understand. Leave.
That's wrong. Y'all need to leave the tall men for the tall girls. Okay.
You got a tall man. I don't know why you complaining.
I'm trying to help my friends out.
Here's the thing, right? Okay. You do have a point when it comes to, hey, he is like very, very tall. Mm-hmm. I don't think a lot of people know how tall 6'8" is. 6'8" is like very, very tall. Yeah. It's one thing if he was like 6'2", 6 feet. But I think if it comes down to picking Ace and Chris and you put them next to each other, I don't think y'all realize how short Ace is. I saw some videos online and things of that nature on Twitter to where they said Ace's feet never touch the ground. Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't know how.
But do they have to if you're a mastermind?
Yes, they have to. Okay. I will listen here.
He's actually ruining the show. But I still like him.
He needs to rather put his feet all the way up or have his feet on the ground. Don't have it dangling like this and things of that nature. I think she needs to make a choice, and I think she may choose Chris. I'm going to go left field on this one and say she might choose Chris. I don't know.
So Amaya tells Olandria that she kissed Zach, and Olandria appreciates the honesty. Okay. Taylor is feeling Clark. Ace is feeling Coco. Jaden tells Austin that she doesn't know what she's going to do, but she likes him a lot. And Austin tells her, I'm only focused on you. Mm-hmm. Taylor tells Clark that her hair looks cute. She's wearing his favorite color. Compliments.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice to hear him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I ain't here Andrea, but it is what it is.
Nick is talking about how he would give his all to his connection and have no regrets no matter how it turned out. But Jaden currently is his number one as far as when he took his blindfold off. Yeah. So it's fire pit time. We start with the Casa house. Any girl left single will leave the villa immediately. Mm-hmm. So Amaya stands in the front. If a boy feels like he has a better connection with her, he has to stand. Zach with the K stands.
I saw that coming.
Hood is crying, asking about what's going to happen to Taylor. And Olandria, once she's standing up there also, we get the Amaya, no.
And that's what I'm talking about. It's just the one trick pony thing that I'm tired of. But yeah, continue.
Olandria says that she's going to get her cowboy and they will find their way back to each other. Mm-hmm. And then the boys are asked if anyone has a better connection with Olandria to stand up. No one stands. So Olandria has 30 minutes to pack her bags and say her goodbyes.
What was your thoughts when you saw this?
I was shocked, and I really like Olandria, so I was a bit disappointed. Mm-hmm. However, I thought it was time the producers take the reins back.
Same.
I felt like it was a lot of strategy, scamming, manipulation, friend island, and alliances going on. And this show's about love. Yes. Just like the PSA they showed us about love and not cyberbullying. Mm-hmm. This show's about love. Y'all islanders need to be on your love tip.
You're right.
Okay. I think this is where they shook everybody and try to get everybody's head back into the game.
Here's the thing about it. The thing that I found funny was that everybody was crying those tears, even Amaya, even though she was saved, right, by Zach. And then the text came in and said, hey, if there's any other boys that want to be, connected or want to have a connection with Olandria, stand up. Those tears stop immediately. Shelly stopped crying. Huda stopped crying. She looking.
I'm like, you good?
You're like, exactly. Like,
you know good, right?
Hold on. I didn't know that there was going to be a question after that. I thought she just get to go. Here's the thing. Olandria wasn't crying. I like that. I honestly did not want Olandria to go, even though I do feel like, hey, stop scamming us with this whole, you and Taylor thing. It doesn't even sound natural when you say, I'm going to find my man. I'm going to go get my cowboy. Stop it. But I will say this, though. I did not like the idea until I actually saw it, in the sense of, oh, it's time to break up the OG cast. I think there needs to be some type of shock value when it comes to this season now. Now it's time. We're at the halfway point, a little bit over the halfway point. Now it's time to really start forcing people to have some connections, forcing people to really be serious about their connection, close it off, keep it open. See, here's the thing. I'm about to go on a rant, right? Chris rant. Season 6 was a great season, and there's a lot of positives that came out of that season. One of the positives is that, guess what? It was so good, they got a spinoff show that we will review in July, right? But the thing about that is, all those people, even the people who didn't win, remember, the ones who won was Serena and Cordell, but the ones who was even part of that season experienced success beyond what they basically planned for.
Yeah.
So now I think the incentive of love is not enough compared to basically what they can get in the real world. We saw Jalen come in for 2 days, 3 days at that, maybe. And then he comes back and he got over 1 million on TikTok. So I think there's a strategy for people just to make it to the end, because they feel like, oh, we all can win something outside of the thing that we come in here for, and that's love. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? $100,000 is just not enough. They want the deals. They want the Cheez-Its. They want all these things. And I'm like, oh, we need to make the incentive of actually coming on here for real relationships actually the tip top thing, or else you're going to have a season like this to where it feels like there's a lot of strategy amongst cliques to make it to the end. That's why I did not have a problem with them getting rid of Alandria at this point of the show. Even though I did not want her to go, but I was like, something needs to shake though.
Yeah. Now we get to the villa, same rules for the guys.
Yeah.
TJ's up, and Vanna chooses to couple with him.
Yeah.
Ace is up there. Coco decides to stand for him.
I saw that coming.
Taylor stands up. Clark decides to stand with him.
I kind of saw that coming.
Nick stood up. And I could have sworn Jaden would have stood up for Nick.
Me
because
too.
You and Austin only talked about superheroes and superpowers.
Same.
As far as I could see.
And your heels was in the pool.
But she stayed seated.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick was advised to pack his stuff up and say his goodbyes.
And I was happy. Mm-hmm. I was like, you know what? Nick, you want to be over here talking about how you are getting close to the possibility of being closed off with Sierra? Well, time ain't on your side. And guess what? As far as we know, you're in here. And guess what? We had to make this whole Casa Amor twist because there's no real connections and things like that. See, that's the thing about Casa Amor. Everybody wants the old rules to Casa Amor, but the old rules only apply to strong couples.
Because it's really a testing
exactly.
of y'all relationships. But when everybody's free flowing,
there's no test.
Then y'all getting up out of here.
Exactly. So that's why it's like, no, we gonna put this twist in there because, to Blair's point, there's no test for the strong couple, right? So when Nick got eliminated, all I could think about is, ooh, because at first I was like, oh, Ace, are they brave enough to get rid of Ace? I would have. I ain't gonna hold you. I would have been like, wow. But I would have liked it because I would have respected it. But then I was like, no, Coco go stand up. And then Taylor, I was kind of happy. But at the same time, I was like, no, Alandria gone. I don't want them to actually find each other. Let Taylor stay here with his fathers. You get what I'm saying? Once Nick got up there, I was like, it's a win-win. It's either going to be Nick or it's going to be Austin, right? But once I saw her making faces while Nick was standing up there, I was like, what's wrong with this girl? Like, this girl could sit up here, talk about superpowers, talk about all these conversations in debt about her diabetes. She got her heels on in the pool and things of that nature. But yet, you don't feel no connection with Nick? I'm like, that seemed kind of strange. Even Ace looked over and was like,
yeah,
what was that about? But Nick got to go. It is what it is.
Yep. So we see Nick getting his bag together, going to the car. What did you think it was? It was like, what's that movie? Like Ricky?
I was like, this boy's in the hood. This Jeremiah go pop out and drive by on Nick. I was like, no, like, really? Hold on. Before we get there,
yeah.
When they was leaving, I thought this was awkward, but you know, it is what it is. It's free for guys to share their emotions a little bit.
But tell us how you really feel.
Right. I know I'm not a one-trick pony. I'm going to keep some things to myself,
okay.
Right? But it is weird that, like, you know, when Nick was leaving and things like that, and they all hugged and they console. I understand it's a brotherhood, but then the girls got to stand around and watch Taylor tell Ace, "I love you, man," and they just embrace and stuff like that. It just a little much.
That's his son.
just a little much for me. Now, when I saw Nick, to your point, Blair, walking with that suitcase, I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I ain't know, like this seemed like kind of like, you know how like at the end of the movie you get like the credits after, you should get a scene after the credits. I'm like, what's going on here? And then I saw a truck pulling up, and then it said Love on the license plate. I really thought that it was going to be like Jeremiah. Like, I thought it was going to be like another guy coming in or something like that. But tell us what happened, Blair.
So Olandria opens up the door and tells Nick to hurry up, get in the car. And so he hops in the car, throw his luggage in there, and we'll have to wait till tomorrow. Or wait, no, what's today? Tuesday, Thursday, to figure out what is going on.
What do you think is going to happen?
I think there's some type of sleepover with some bombshells. I just say that because I just watched UK and there was a sleepover going on. So I'm just like, that's all I can think of. But it's not the end of their story. I'll tell you that.
Okay, so we can agree that they are not eliminated?
Yeah.
At least not yet. I think this is what I want to see. This is really what I want to see. Because I thought I wanted to see the OG group get broken up in the way of elimination. But I don't want them to get eliminated without them seeing each other get eliminated. Like, I don't want them to come back together and be like, where is Ace? I want them to see it and have to sit there. The same way as they had to sit there for Huda. They had to sit there. All this stuff, right? Even though Huda was saved and things of that nature. This is what I think is going to happen. I think they could come back only on one, what is the word? Come on.
Condition.
One condition. There we go. One taboo point. They have to be a couple. They have to be a couple. And in that way, I think that can break up the group. Because if Olandria is cool with Sierra and things of that nature, and Sierra really got strong feelings for Nick, that's going to be a problem. Because at the same time, I do think, as Nick told us, he said he loves making out with Olandria and things of that nature. He thinks she is sexy. I've heard compliments that Nick said about Olandria that I haven't even heard him say.
So this is how we get our Nick Olandria story.
Maybe. Right?
I might be for it then.
Maybe.
I might be for it
I've heard him say more compliments about Olandria than I heard Taylor say it, right? And I heard him be more sure of himself about Olandria than when it comes to Sierra and things like that. So I think in a way, that's how you break up the island and things like that. You break up the core group by actually giving them time to themselves, right? Get them time to themselves. Let them get to know.
Let them marinate a little bit.
Let them get to know each other.
We all see the vision.
And let's see, hey, Nick, if Taylor's your man and things of that nature, are you gonna basically take the opportunity to get to know Olandria? Or are you going to be like, no, man, that is my boy Taylor girl. And like, I'm not going to do that. Listen here. They already calling you a rat and stuff online and things of that nature. That's what I think is going to happen. But I honestly do not know what's going to happen.
Yeah. And that's all we got.
Listen here. We need you to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. We are so close to 8,000 subscribers, and I think we can get there. Also, a little housekeeping, right? Tomorrow, y'all know there is no Love Island, but there will be a deep dive. But will it be a deep dive of Love Island? I'm not sure, right? I know for sure I got to get my issue off about the B. Simone thing. So, for sure, look out for that, because I got a lot to say about, friends, expecting money from your rich friends and things of that nature. Guess what? I've been the rich friend and I've been the broke friend. So I've been on both sides of it. And I know y'all want to hear about that. Maybe not, right? But if there is time in the day, when I talk to Blair and things of that nature, we will come up on if there is a topic to talk about with the deep dive. If not, we will see you Thursday night. See ya.
Bye.